Khabib Nurmagomedov is widely regarded as one of the scariest and most dominant champions in the history of mixed martial arts. Inside the cage, he embodied pure violence, not just beating his opponents, but breaking them mentally. What made Khabib so terrifying was his ability to impose his will, whether through relentless grappling, striking, or sheer mental fortitude. As long as Khabib could lay a hand on you, the fight was his. His takedown threat was so overwhelming that it opened up opportunities in his stand-up game, making him a complete fighter. Born into a family rooted in martial arts, Khabib's journey was shaped by his father, Khabib Nurmagomedov, a judo and sambo master. From an early age, Khabib was subjected to intense training, learning basic techniques by age 5 and stepping onto the wrestling mat by age 9. Under his father's guidance, he famously wrestled a bear cub, a moment that became a symbol of his toughness. This rigorous preparation saw him dominate in combat sambo, becoming a 2-time world champion and European champion in hand-to-hand combat. However, Khabib's path to the top wasn't without setbacks. Before making his UFC debut, he experienced painful losses in various wrestling tournaments. Yet, these defeats only fueled his drive. By the time he joined the UFC, he was already a force to be reckoned with, boasting an undefeated professional record of 16 wins. Khabib's rise in the UFC was marked by dominance. In one of his early notable fights, he faced Brazilian fighter Thiago Tavares. The weigh-in was memorable, with Khabib wearing a provocative shirt that read, "If sambo was easy, it would be called jiu-jitsu." This angered Brazilian fans and added tension to the fight. When the bout began, Khabib capitalized on a mistake by Tavares, landing a devastating uppercut and finishing the fight with brutal elbows. It was a statement victory that cemented his reputation as a future contender. Despite his dominance, Khabib's fighting style often drew criticism from fans accustomed to flashy knockouts. But Khabib didn't just aim to win, he aimed to dismantle his opponents. His relentless grappling and ground and pound left no room for doubt. One of his most notable rivalries was with Conor McGregor, a feud that transcended the sport and became personal. The build-up to their fight at UFC 229 was filled with animosity. Conor and his entourage infamously ambushed a bus carrying Khabib and other fighters, smashing its windows in an incident that made headlines worldwide. The tension culminated in their fight, where Khabib dismantled McGregor, submitting him via rear naked choke in the 4th round. However, the post-fight chaos became just as legendary, with Khabib leaping out of the Octagon to confront McGregor's team. It was a night that showcased the intensity of their rivalry and the emotional toll the feud had taken. Following his victory over McGregor, Khabib continued to solidify his legacy. He defended his title against Dustin Poirier in a dominant performance, showcasing his ability to control every aspect of a fight. In his last bout, he faced Justin Gaethje. Despite the emotional weight of losing his father, Khabib submitted Gaethje in the 2nd round, displaying his unparalleled skills one final time. By the time Khabib faced Rafael dos Anjos at UFC on Fox 11 in 2014, he was starting to gain recognition as a serious threat in the lightweight division. Dos Anjos, who would later become the UFC lightweight champion, was on an impressive winning streak and was known for his well-rounded skill set. Khabib's performance in this fight was a masterclass in grappling. He neutralized Dos Anjos' striking with relentless takedowns and suffocating top control. Dos Anjos had no answer for Khabib's pressure, spending much of the fight defending from his back. This unanimous decision victory solidified Khabib's status as a legitimate contender. The win against Dos Anjos highlighted one of Khabib's most unique attributes: his ability to make elite fighters look ordinary. While Dos Anjos had defeated other high-level grapplers and strikers, Khabib's unrelenting pace, positional awareness, and ground control rendered the Brazilian's arsenal ineffective. This fight became a template for how Khabib would dismantle future opponents. Khabib's fight with Michael Johnson at UFC 205 showcased not only his physical dominance, but also his psychological warfare. Johnson, a fast and powerful striker, had knocked out Dustin Poirier in his previous fight, making him a dangerous opponent. In the early moments of their bout, Johnson landed clean punches that briefly tested Khabib's composure. However, once Khabib closed the distance and secured a takedown, the fight shifted dramatically. From there, Khabib's ground and pound was ferocious. He controlled Johnson on the mat, raining down strikes while simultaneously talking to him. Viewers could hear Khabib telling Johnson to give up, emphasizing his dominance. "You have to quit. I deserve this title shot," he said during the fight. The psychological impact was palpable as Johnson, despite his toughness, could not find a way out. Khabib eventually secured a Kimura submission in the third round, once again proving his ability to overwhelm both physically and mentally. At UFC 219, Khabib faced Edson Barboza, a striker renowned for his devastating kicks and explosive movement. The fight was billed as a clash of styles, Barboza's dynamic striking versus Khabib's relentless grappling. From the opening seconds, Khabib closed the distance, neutralizing Barboza's kicking game. What followed was a brutal display of pressure and control. Khabib kept Barboza on his back foot, repeatedly taking him down and unloading with ground and pound. What made this fight particularly striking was Khabib's ability to sap Barboza's spirit. By the second round, Barboza, a fighter known for his resilience, looked visibly defeated. Every attempt to escape or strike was met with immediate punishment. By the third round, Barboza was merely surviving, unable to mount any meaningful offense. The unanimous decision victory was one of Khabib's most dominant performances, and a testament to his ability to render elite strikers helpless. The rivalry with Conor McGregor was arguably the most significant chapter of Khabib's career. At UFC 229, the world watched as Khabib faced McGregor in a fight fueled by personal animosity. McGregor, known for his striking and psychological warfare, attempted to get into Khabib's head with trash talk and provocations. However, once the cage door closed, Khabib's focus and discipline were unshakable. In the first round, Khabib immediately took McGregor down, establishing control and setting the tone for the fight. The second round was a turning point. Khabib dropped McGregor with a thunderous overhand right, showcasing his striking improvement. He followed this with relentless ground and pound, visibly exhausting McGregor. While McGregor showed flashes of resistance in the third round, the fight ended in the fourth when Khabib secured a rear naked choke, forcing McGregor to tap. The victory was definitive, silencing critics and elevating Khabib to superstar status. Despite the post-fight chaos, Khabib's performance was a masterclass in executing a game plan under immense pressure. At UFC 242, Khabib faced interim lightweight champion Dustin Poirier in a unification bout. Poirier, known for his striking and heart, presented a formidable challenge. However, Khabib's game plan was once again flawless. From the start, he pressured Poirier, taking him down and controlling him on the ground. In the second round, Poirier managed to land some significant strikes and even attempted a guillotine choke. For a moment, it appeared that Khabib was in trouble, but he calmly escaped and resumed his dominance. In the third round, Khabib secured another takedown and locked in a rear naked choke, forcing Poirier to tap. The fight highlighted Khabib's composure and his ability to remain unfazed even in challenging situations. Khabib's fight against Justin Gaethje at UFC 254 was a fitting end to his illustrious career. Gaethje, known for his striking power and wrestling background, was expected to test Khabib like never before. However, Khabib's performance was nothing short of extraordinary. In the first round, he pressured Gaethje relentlessly, landing strikes and forcing him to fight off his back foot. In the second round, Khabib executed a flawless takedown, transitioning effortlessly into a mounted triangle choke. Gaethje, unable to escape, was forced to tap. The fight was a testament to Khabib's technical brilliance and his ability to dominate even the most dangerous opponents. Khabib Nurmagomedov's fights were not just victories. They were demonstrations of complete control and mastery. His ability to impose his will on opponents, both physically and mentally, made him one of the most dominant fighters in MMA history. Each fight was a puzzle he solved with precision, leaving a legacy that will be studied and admired for generations. After that fight, Khabib announced his retirement with an undefeated record of 29-0. He honored a promise to his mother, choosing to step away from the sport at the peak of his career. Khabib's departure marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy of dominance and integrity.